In this section, we learn about spline modeling tool. So first we have to create a basic shape. So I choose line tool from the shape and then create a basic shape by using this front viewport. So first we have to enable this viewport by clicking on the scroll wheel. I enable this and then click on a point. If you want to create a line on the right angle, you can press shift key. So a linear line will be created like this. Now I click next point and then create a shape that look like this. Then right click to exit from the creation mode and then right click again to exit from the line tool. If you want to modify this basic shape, go to modify section and then select these subdivision mode like vertex, segment and spline. First I select vertex and then select this vertex with the window selection. If you want to move this, you have to select and move tool and then move in X axis little bit. Same as in case if you want to select multiple vertices, create a window selection like this and then move in the downside or upside. In the command panel area, you can see so many tools available here. First, I collapse all the areas by clicking on the name. Same as I collapse the geometry area also. First, I exit from the editing mode. So I click on the small arrow to expand the line subdivision and then click on the line. With this way you can exit from the editing mode. Now I expand rendering area, so I click on the arrow. Now you can see so many tools available inside this rendering option. So first we start from these two checkbox, enable in render, enable in viewport. If you click on the render button, render window will open and you are not able to see anything in this window. But if you turn on this first checkbox, that is enable in render, and then hit on the render button again, now you can see this S icon in the render window. And second thing, you will notice the thickness of this S icon. If you want to see the same thickness in the viewport, you can click on the second checkbox, that is enable in viewport. So you can see same thickness and color in the perspective viewport also. Now I close this render window. If I zoom the shape, you can see a round profile is applied on the stick line. If you want to increase thickness of this spline, you can increase these options available in the command panel. You can see radial profile is applied here, and in case if you want to enable the edges, by pressing F4 key you can enable the edge face mode. If you want to increase thickness of this line, thickness parameter available here. By click and hold on these arrow you can increase thickness. Next parameter is side. It's for smoothness. If you decrease the value of side, you can see thickness will gone. And if you increase the side amount, more smoothness will applied on this spline. Second shape that you can apply on this line, that is a rectangle. By clicking on this checkbox, you can immediately change the profile shape. If you want to change length width, these options also available here. By changing these parameter, you can modify the shape also. Angle option also available here. If you click and drag on this parameter, you can apply angle also. If you want to reset this parameter, just right click on the up and down arrow keys. So by default parameter will apply. In the bottom side, some other important options also available here like cap. If you uncheck this, you can create a hollow shape, but it look like a paper object. So I enable this checkbox again. In case if you want to close this with a little bit smoothness, first I enable the radial profile so you can better understand. If you want to close this with the rounded close, you can use this quad cap option that available here. By clicking on the checkbox, you can enable this, and two parameter available here. First is segment and second is sphere. By increasing segment, you can add more geometry in this area. So I increase up to 3. If you want to more smoothness in this area, you can increase more. By changing the sphere parameter, maximum value for this parameter is 1, that is applied. In case if you want to reduce the amount, you can see the changes also. So these are some parameters that available inside rectangle area. If you want to turn off this thickness on the viewport, you can uncheck this checkbox, enable in render and enable in viewport also. Now I collapse this area, and second area is selection. We already discussed about this area. Now I click on the vertex selection. By clicking on the vertex selection, you can make selection for vertices. Same as you can also select other subdivision mode like segment or spline. If you want to deselect all the selected vertices, you can click outside. If they turn into yellow or white, it's mean they are deselected. Under the display option, there is a checkbox, show vertices number. If you turn on this, you can see the vertices number here. There is one more option, selected only. If you turn on this, now I select these vertices, you can see this information available only for these two vertices. And here you can see the information related to how many vertices are selected. Now I turn off these checkbox and then maximize this front viewport so we can discuss other options. First I select all the vertices, so I create a window selection like this, and then I want to apply a smoothness on these spline. So I right click and here you can see smoothness related options available here like Bezier corner. Bezier corner option is already applied, so you can see a tick in this area, and last option is smooth. I want to apply smoothness on this path, so I click on the smooth option. You can see a smoothness is applied, but in case if you want to make any modification, that type functionality is not available here. So you have to choose other option like Bezier corner or Bezier. Now I select all the vertices again and then right click. This time I choose Bezier corner. Now you can see Bezier handles available for all the vertices. So first I deselect by clicking outside and then one by one select these vertices with the window selection. And by using these handles, you can move up or down, increase length, but I'm not able to increase length because the axis is locked. If you want to unlock this axis, you can double click on this corner, or you can also use axis flyout. To access the axis flyout, right click on this gray colored line. A panel will display and here you can find axis constraint. Click on the axis constraint, a flyout will come. Here you can see only Y axis is active now. If you double click on this corner, XY axis is active now. Now you can increase length for this tangent and change in the curvature. Same as create a window selection for this vertex and change the curvature, length or direction, angle, other things. In the Bezier corner, only one direction active at a time. But if you select all the vertices and then apply Bezier, so now you can see if I click outside and then select only this vertex, if I move this handle, opposite direction also affected. So it's depend on you which option you want to use. If you want to apply Bezier on one vertices and on the other vertices, you can apply Bezier corner. You can also do. For this vertices, I choose Bezier corner and now I change the length of this tangent like this. For this vertices, if you want to use Bezier, you can leave as it is and change the curvature like this. But for this vertices, if you want to apply Bezier corner, you can choose without any problem and change the curvature individually. In case if you want to apply corner lines again, so you can choose corner also. So a linear line will be created. After making all these changes, you have to exit from the editing mode. So click on the line.